More news, rumors and opinions afternoon October 30, 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Mike Christo 8. U.S. Treasuries are being recycled into gold. Tuesday, October 29, 2024. I don't think it's a gold reset. I think it's a commodities exchange or the real BRICS currency. Silver, platinum, copper, palladium, corn, grain, wheat, soybean. The fiat system is collapsing. China is selling. Basically M-Bridge just shut down the dollar through SWIFT. So the BIS is blocking non-dollar payments. This is what the new development bank is for. To override SWIFT. Basically M-Bridge is blocking all dollars from flowing to the BRICS countries. M-Bridge was always going to be a tool to shut down the dollar in global finance. The BIS is just now figuring it out. BRICS trade. It's a barter system. You're trading commodities and goods which can then settle with local currencies at an agreed-upon change rate. BRICS doesn't have a bond market, don't need one. The G7 currencies will fail because the world is no longer trading credit. This is important. U.S. Treasuries are being recycled into gold. From at Luca Graman. Gold has diverged versus oil, version 10Y U.S. real rates, versus Lieutenant Ust futures, versus Western gold ETF inventories, and versus the USD, and yet Western consensus continues to miss what is happening here. BRICS net surpluses, more than $780 billion in 2023, are being recycled into gold. How high will gold prices be when Western consensus finally understands this? Janet Yellen is setting up the banks as the fall guy for when this goes down. Bloomberg Markets. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said that fraud in the banking system is becoming a huge problem. Walkingstick this base currency they are now teaching the Iraqi citizens about in the hybrid monetary plan is considered the domestic currency, which is the IQD. In this case, the lower notes that will be coming out. Base currency means the Iraqi dinar. It is a first currency in a currency pairing. The IQD will be the dominant currency in Iraq and on the forex due to its pairing. That step is the float to reach the real effective exchange rate. Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground Report, Firefly. Mr. Sami, Frank, who runs one of the banks in Iraq, said all that is needed at this point is a new rate to push forward the remaining things. The budget has not been released yet, but it will be. Then the HCL also needs to be voted and we need the Speaker of the House. All of these things are working together. To see that budget and the HCL, we're going to need to see the real effective exchange rate. Frank, the real effective exchange rate will come when it starts to float. That's part 2 of the hybrid monetary reform plan. Part 1 is to give you purchasing power. I agree with Mr. Sami. There are major events that are coming to an intersection that will collide with great force for your new exchange rate and currency. Fed is too powerful, too prominent, too political. Why dollar needs gold? Link back, Judy Shelton. Kitco News. October 29, 2024. Dr. Judy Shelton, former economic advisor to President Donald Trump and author of Good as Gold. How to Unleash the Power of Sound Money. Warns that America's growing debt and dependence on fiat currency could erode global trust in the dollar. In an interview with Jeremy Shafran, anchor at Kitco News, Dr. Shelton presents her bold vision for a financially stable America. She critiques Federal Reserve policies, pointing out that they have driven wealth inequality and fueled inflation. Dr. Shelton advocates for a return to sound money by restoring some link between the US dollar and gold. She explains how Treasury bonds convertible to gold could offer a solution and reinforce the dollar's position as the global reserve currency. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com